Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Decision Podcast. Today we have Cali with us, and she's going to be sharing her story and how she overcame what she has gone through in the past. Hi, Cali.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
So, I know I'm feeling blessed. It's Tuesday, right? I don't know why it feels like it's Monday.
The days really just go.
Yeah, really fast. Like, I'm trying to learn how to embrace the moment because
Right.
I feel like I'm always like rushing for like the next, something going on, like if something's happening next month. But yes, it's going by fast. We're going to try and soak in. Yeah.
Like the year's almost over.
No, literally, like how? Like it's already April. It's going to be May. It's insane.
Crazy.
But Callie, thank you for coming on, like I stated.
Thank you.
What is the decision that you made that impacted your entire life?
To leave my domestic violence relationship, my abusive relationship, that was my decision.
Where were you in life before you met him?
I was traveling. I was making my money. I was doing the things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I met him, and then it just was.
It went downhill.
It went downhill.
How old were you when you met him?
I was. I mean, it was 2021. I think it was 29, 28,
29. Okay.
Yeah.
So given the fact that you were in like your later 20s, what was dating prior to that for you? Did you have a lot of boyfriends?
So I only had 2 other boyfriends in my life, but they were long relationships.
Okay.
Besides this one that I was in. So as I'm getting older, I'm just like, okay, girl, time to get married, Yeah. I'm thinking like, okay, you don't have that much time. So I'm thinking like that. But I've only had 2 other boyfriends besides him.
Okay. And how exactly did you meet him?
So we met on Instagram.
Okay.
And we were chatting for a bit on there. And then we had finally met up in person. And then, that was...
Do you typically meet like men through Instagram or social media? Have you done dating apps before?
Never done dating apps.
Okay.
I've heard good things and bad things about them.
Same.
I've been kind of like... I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But no, I had really met people off Instagram. I mean, you meet people like, the guys in Atlanta, oh, come out to the club, like that type of situation.
Yes.
But never on any like, oh, this could potentially be my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Nothing like that, no.
So how exactly did it turn into he could potentially be my boyfriend? What was he saying to you that made you think that?
All the right things. He was just, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And, it's Atlanta. That's the lifestyle you want,
Yeah.
So it's like I was new here. I'm like, ooh, okay. Right off the bat.
Yeah.
He talking my language.
So right away he was.
Right away. And then it was a point in time. So like while we're meeting each other, we hang out one time and then we kind of like fall off from talking. And I had thought about him one day. I'm like, where's this man at? Like, we have not talked. Where's he at? End up writing him on Instagram. And didn't get a response for a few days. I'm like, oh, maybe he cut me off. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And his cousin ended up like being on his Instagram and responded to me and told me he was in jail.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, okay, well, here's my number. Tell him to hit me up. Like, wrong thing to do.
Did you not see that initially as a red flag when you heard he was in jail? Or did you, like, what was going through your head?
A red flag didn't even cross because I was just like, excited. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, because I'm thinking, okay, maybe I did something or said something.
Okay,
it's like why we weren't talking. But to know that, okay, it wasn't really me. So I was like, okay, well, let me find out what's going on.
You were like more so relieved.
Yeah, that it wasn't me.
And how long was that you didn't hear from him?
It was like almost a month.
And did you guys meet at this point or was it
we had already met.
Okay.
We had already met. We had hung out. It was a little shopping date, so of course it was.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm like, wait, what did I do? Like,
yeah. Wait, so okay, you mentioned that he didn't respond to you through Instagram. So though y'all met, you still didn't have his number?
No, so I had his number, but like when you having an iPhone and you text someone and it goes green, so I'm just thinking I'm blocked. So that's why I hit him on Instagram because I'm like, okay, now time has went by.
Okay.
So let me hit him on Instagram, and then I'm like, okay, we're still following each other, so I don't, So I hit him on Instagram, and that's when I found out that he was now in jail.
Okay. And when the cousin, you said you gave the cousin your phone number. How soon after did you start speaking to your
Probably
boyfriend?
like 2 days after.
Okay.
2 days after he had told me he had got locked up for what he didn't get locked up for. Something totally different. And I didn't even think to like check and find out.
So what did you think that he got locked up for?
Scamming.
Okay. And was that something that you knew he did already?
That was something I knew he did. It's the Atlanta girl lifestyle. So, it was something I knew. He's from New York. That's what they're known for. Sorry to New York people, but that is what they're known for. So I'm not thinking anything different. That's what he told me. I don't feel like he would lie to me about that. But
okay. So you said that you started communicating with him 2 days later. What were those conversations like? Like, did he sound like he missed you? Did he sound apologetic? Like, what was that like?
It was very, very apologetic in the beginning. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I hadn't talked to you. This was going on. I didn't know your number by heart, so I didn't have a way to get in contact with you. And my phone broke before I even went to jail. All this stuff, and I'm just going for it. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad to know you're okay.
Yeah,
and those type of things, and yeah.
And did you believe everything he was saying?
I did believe it because he had no reason to lie to me. Okay. At least that's what I'm thinking. Like, you have no reason to lie to me. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not, so you don't have a reason to lie.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And how long was he in jail for?
He was in jail for about 7 months.
7 months. And you were riding for him those entire 7 months.
Ride or die. I cannot believe somebody in jail got me like that. But yeah.
Was this the first person you ever talked to that has been incarcerated?
Okay, so my first boyfriend, we were together, engaged, and he ended up going to prison.
Okay.
And
sorry, not to cut you off, but how old were you at this point?
I was 21.
20. Oh, you were really young.
I was young.
Okay.
And he ended up going to prison, and he got a very long sentence, and it was just, okay, I can't do it. So I cut that situation off, and we haven't spoken since. That was in 2011, 2012, and we hadn't spoken since. So then this situation, I'm like, okay, well, he doesn't have that much time. Let me see if I can really make it last.
How long with the first boyfriend that was incarcerated? How long? Well, the fiance, excuse me. How long did you continue dating him while he was arrested?
During his whole trial period, it was about a year. And then once he got sentenced, and I heard what the sentencing was.
How long was it?
118 years.
Oh, he's never getting out.
Yeah,
okay,
he's never getting out. So it's like, I'm young. I'm just turning 21. Oh, baby, no.
Yeah, no.
It was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
I was there for you in the only way I knew how to, but I'm not waiting 118.
Yeah. No.
I'm not even living that long, and I'm not giving you that time.
So when that situation happened, and then you found out that you were dating a guy a few years later, like was it 7, 8 years later? What led you to saying you know what, I'm gonna? You said it was because it was for a short period of time.
It was a short period of time. It's only a few more months because he had already been in there about a month and a half.
Yeah.
So so I was like, it's only a few more months, so I can do it.
Yeah. So my question for you is, what was that? I know a lot of girls talk about jail talk. I know I've been watching Love After Lockup.
Girl.
And I'm sitting here are these girls serious? Why are you even interested in this man? He's probably, trying to sweet talk so he can get some money on his books. What was the jail talk? Did he give you jail talk or that definition, or what do you define as jail talk?
It was definitely I didn't have to put any money on his books. That was his family did that. So it was never a money thing. Yeah. It was definitely jail talk, and it was a form of manipulation. So he's promising me these things. Mind you, we had already went out, and it was a great experience. So he's promising these things oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And at the moment I'm single, I'm not in a relationship. So I'm like, okay. And at the moment, it's not stopping anything that I'm having going on because, one, he's not here. Yeah. So I'm still traveling, doing what I'm doing, making my money, doing what I'm doing. So it wasn't stopping anything. So that's why I really was like, okay, well, girl, go for it.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, I know you said that he had a very particular lifestyle, which was scamming. How did that connect with your lifestyle? What were you doing for work that would
I was in the nightlife as well.
Okay.
So it went pretty much hand in hand.
Okay.
So I was like, ooh. Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
I had just moved to Atlanta, and that's what I was told Atlanta was known for. Girl, you better get out here and get your scammer, girl. Yeah. They take good care. So that's what I was told Atlanta was known for. So just move here and get that right off the back. I was like, okay, cool.
And I know you met did he ever tell you how he met you, how he knew who you were? Did you pop up on his explore page?
No, I never even asked that question. How did you even end up finding me? I never even asked that question.
Yeah, because I was just curious. I'm do they smell out the girls that work in nightlife, which are more inclined to potentially, because that is what's promoted. And I mean, listen to the songs.
I don't know how he ends up finding me. I really don't know, and I've never even asked. That's a good question though. Yeah. I never even asked it.
Well, let's keep it not ever finding out. I don't want you to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was arrested, he was incarcerated, and you held him down for the 2-3 months that he was still locked up. And you told me that after you guys moved in together, you guys were looking to move in together. How did that conversation begin?
So it actually began once he came home. So when the day he was coming home, he called me earlier that morning. He was like, oh, I'm coming home today, but I'm gonna come by and see you before I go to my grandma's house, because he had lost his house and all that at that time. And I was like, okay, cool. Gave him the address of where to come and all that, because mind you, he didn't have my address or anything, so gave him that and went down to get him. I was living in a, building where you have to go down and get your gas or whatever.
Okay.
Down to get him. And then he came in the house, had cooked and all that. And we were just talking, just happy to see each other, happy to be in each other's presence. He was like, so what do you think about me, like, moving in here and, just taking care of everything? And at this time, I'm thinking, like, okay, I've already fell for him conversation. So I'm thinking, okay, well, you're already my friend. Like, why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? And baby, did the worst happen.
Yeah. Speaking of the worst happening, you mentioned that something happened that night that you guys did decide to move in together. What happened that completely shook you to your core?
So he wanted to be intimate. And I was just like, okay, well, let's get tested together first because you're coming out of jail. I don't know what you're doing in there. Of course, I would never find out. And just to be safe, and I don't know who you've been with before you even went to jail. So just to be safe, like, let's get tested together. And I guess he felt offended, and he punched me right in my face.
He punched you?
He punched me right in my face.
How did you react to that happening?
I just jumped back and I just started crying. Like, why would you do this to me? Like, why? Like, why? Because I had never experienced that before. So it was a shocker. And then I was shocked because it's this person that I'm starting to fall for. Well, that I'm already in love with at this point. They did that to me. And it just, he ended up beating me up that night, spit on me. I had never been spit on a day in my life. That was the first time I ever got spit on.
What happened after this happened when he put his hands on you? Did you want to leave? Did you leave?
I didn't leave. I was scared and embarrassed, and I didn't want to hear "I told you so" from family and friends because they were basically telling me, like, you're moving too fast. Like, you don't really know this person. And I didn't want to hear, like, okay, y'all was right. Like, we're right. We told you this. So I was just like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? I was scared of him, embarrassed, and I don't feel like I can talk to anyone about it because I don't want anyone to be like, girl, we told you this. So I'm just like, okay, I didn't know what to do.
Who exactly was telling you to stop, to not speak with him?
Cousins, and a couple of my cousins and a friend of mine. They were just like, this is jail talk. This is how these men talk. They say whatever to get whatever. And I'm like, no, he's different. Y'all don't know him. Like, he's so sweet. And they were completely right.
And did they meet him before? No, they just they just saw the whole.
Yeah, me talking about it, like, girl, just me talking about it. Yeah. And one of my cousins had been through a situation pretty similar with guys jail talking. So she was like, I'm trying to tell you. Like, yeah. And me feeling like, okay, well, I'm grown at the end of the day. I'm going to do what I want. I did what I wanted. And
you stayed. Was it something that he did that made you stay? Did he whisper sweet nothings? Did he buy you gifts? Did he, what made you stay? Because that sounds extremely violent, what he did. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But in most women's heads, when they hear like a man punching and spitting on you, oh, I'm leaving. Yeah. But women stay, and we hear that a lot. What made you stay?
What made me stay is he ended up just breaking down crying. I'm crying, he's crying. And he was just like, I'm so sorry. I've never done this before. And I've seen my mom get abused by my stepdad. So I just felt like that was the way to handle a situation.
Oh, he said that. He saw his mom.
He's saying, yeah, these are things he's saying to me. Okay. So then I'm a huge empath. So hearing that story and knowing that, I'm just like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Like, I hate that you even had to go through that as a kid or you saw that. So now I'm empathizing with him and I'm coming out of me being upset and now I'm feeling sorry for him. So I'm like, okay, well, let me show him how to handle yourself in a situation like this. Let me show you how to handle yourself in a relationship or show you the love that you're saying that you didn't get or that type of thing. So let me show you, like, how that's done. Yeah. I'm raised on love. My parents are still together. I've seen my parents do nothing but love each other. Yeah. So I'm trying to show him that because he's claiming that's not something he received.
Did you share what happened, like this first incident? Did you share that with your family members? I know you said you came from a 2-parent household. No, you didn't share. You kept it private.
I kept it private. No one knew. No one knew. No one knew. I kept it to myself. How it came out was crazy, but I kept it to myself.
Gotcha. Yeah. My question for you now, did this abuse continue?
Definitely. It was almost every day.
Every day. And so after it happened the first time, was there a little break in between?
Yeah, it was probably about a week maybe because he had just came up on some money, so he was happy. He was like, okay, what you want, da-da-da-da. And he brought me back a couple shoes, so... And at the time, I was a wig connoisseur, so wigs were my thing. He got me a couple wigs, so I was like, I was cool. I was happy. We were having a good time, doing what we wanted to do. We were having a good time. So there was no need, I guess, for the abuse at that moment. But every time money got funny, he became abusive.
So when so that's pretty evident. I've heard a lot of people actually say that some of the most violent and dangerous men are the ones that don't feel successful, don't have any money in that moment. So that's very interesting that you said that that's when he would get very enraged with you.
Yes.
And actually, speaking on the first night, this is only if you're comfortable answering. After he hit you, did you end up still being intimate with him that evening?
Yes.
You did. And how were you in that state? Like, how did you look? Were you okay, or you couldn't see anything?
Okay. I kind of felt like it was rape, but I didn't know how far he would take it. Like, would he really hurt me more if I didn't decide to do it, or just go ahead, girl, just do it and get it over with? That was like my mind frame at the time. Just do it and get it over with, because you don't know what he's going to do.
Wow.
And I was just like, that's what I did.
And how frequently did this happen? Was it always involving like intercourse that he would get angry with you if you didn't want to, or so what were some things that would make him angry?
It was a lot of money situations.
Okay.
And then he was very controlling. So anytime I wanted to go do something or go out with my friends or travel somewhere, it became an issue. And then he started to not want me to work. So it was another form of control. And anytime I had anything to say about, like, well, I want to go out. I want to go to my cousin's house. It was an argument.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a fight. So it's just like, we were almost fighting almost every single day.
Wow.
Almost every single day.
Speaking of him not wanting you to work, and then you also said that there were times where finances were a bit low for him. Who was the primary breadwinner in the relationship?
It was him.
It was him. Okay.
Once he got home, I didn't work again.
Oh, so you stopped?
I stopped completely.
Wow.
He was like, I don't want you to work. And of course, at that time, like before the abuse had happened, he had told me those things. I was thinking, okay, cool. Like, I can really find out what I want to do. I have this time to really figure out who Cali is and what she wants to do. So, okay, cool. But then it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. He used it as a form of control. I had to ask him for money, and if he didn't want to give it to me, I couldn't go anywhere. If he didn't agree on where I was going, I couldn't go.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned that he told you one reason why he went to jail, but the initial time when you first met him, but that wasn't why he was in jail.
No.
Can you tell us what he was really in jail for and how you found out?
Okay, so I found out that he went to jail for domestic violence through his wife.
Wow.
She found me on Instagram. I don't know how. And she DM'd me. And she basically let me know, like, you think you're happy right now, but he's going to show you who he really is. And I showed it to him. I'm like, who is this? Oh, this is some girl I used to date. And that's it. And she was like, she's the one who sent me his charges, because, of course, it was the domestic violence with her. So she sent me everything. And I'm showing him, like, you told me you went to jail for scamming, but you almost killed this lady. Like, you went to jail for strangulation. You almost killed her. And caused a fight. And broke my phone, beat me up.
When you confronted him about it. When you spoke to the wife, because the wife said, you think you're happy now, how did it get to that point? Was it because you just weren't believing what she was saying? Like, why did she say that? Why would she? Because that sounds like she was being a little bit, like, I would say aggressive. Yeah. I mean, rightfully so. But was it because you were, like, saying to her, like, you're a liar, or what?
No. So this was the initial message. It was a long message. To this day, I don't know how she found me. I mean, I never really spoke to her because she was aggressive in a situation, being that she was ready to pull up to my house and fight me over this man. Because I don't know, like, if she probably still loved him as well.
Yeah.
And then you see that he's parading someone else. So you're like, okay, well, this is my husband. I'm married to him. And you're with this man, and this is my husband. So she wrote me a long message, and she was like, yeah, I see, you think you're happy, and he's doing this, he's doing that. But did he tell you why he really went to jail? I never responded to her. He told me, don't say nothing to her. Never responded to her. So when I'm showing him everything that she's saying, he's getting mad because she just keeps sending stuff. Her friends start sending stuff. She keeps sending stuff. He's like, okay, block her. I'll block her. Here comes another page. and this. And she's sending me his charges, everything he's charged with, them being in going on court. She's sending me all of this stuff. And I'm confronting him with it. And I'm like, she's not lying. It's here. This is your name. This is her name. It's right here. She's not lying. And he didn't like that.
And this was all like, so you gave him all this information in one instance, or was it like over time?
It's just over time. It's like over, it was like over like probably like 3 days.
Okay.
I'm just getting all this stuff. I'm getting all this stuff. And I'm just showing him like, okay, well, this is what she's saying. This is what this person's saying now. Okay, here's another screenshot. Look at this. So I'm thinking like he's getting fed up with it because now he can't really lie about it. It's in my face. And then you lied to me about it already.
And is that when he got, so when because you said that he got violent with you after this information happened, was it the last piece of evidence that you gave him? That's when he like got angry? So
because it was the charges. She sent me exactly what he got locked up for. When
he was being abusive towards you in that moment, was it the worst that had happened so far? Or was it like how badly was, because I know there's different forms of abuse. So he physically abused you, you're saying. What did he do to you?
So this time was one of the worst times ever because he beat me up really, really badly. And this is how my family ended up finding out. He beat me up really badly. I had a big old black eye. I had just got rhinoplasty. I had just did my nose. And I was healing from that, like right before he had came home. So it's been like maybe like a month or two since he's been home. And he broke my nose. So my nose is now crooked because he punched me in my nose. And it was still in the healing process. My bones were very fragile. Yeah. So my nose is crooked now. And he cut my hair. He pulled my wig off, took the scissors and just cut my hair.
Your real hair?
My real hair. Cut it off. Just like this. And I was telling him like, okay, get out. Like, just leave. He starts taking my stuff and putting it in the sink like he's going to burn it. And he's like, okay, I'm going to break everything in this house. I'm going to burn this. I'm going to burn. So then in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I don't have any money to replace this stuff. I'm going to end up getting evicted. I'm going to have to go back to California. So I'm just like, okay, like just, okay, whatever. Just whatever. Just, let's just relax. And that's what I'm saying because I'm just thinking of all these other things like, okay, now I'm going to have an eviction because I'm not going to have the money to pay for this stuff that he's threatening to break. And of course, I'm believing him because he's already beating me up. So if he says he's going to do something, I'm already believing that he's going to do that because he's showing me he's a violent person. So I'm just believing it.
Wow. How long did this last? Because
the abuse lasted, we were together for 2 years, at least a year and a half. At least a year and a half.
So after this incident when you found out he had a wife, you found out that he was arrested for domestic violence, and he also lied about that.
Yes.
And then, once again, he's hitting you, cut your hair, and your family finds out. Did you stay with him after this, or was that your final straw?
I stayed with him after. My family found out. It was literally on accident. I was on FaceTime with my cousin, and I just picked up the phone, not thinking like, girl, you have a black eye, not thinking I have that didn't even cross my mind. So I picked up the phone really quick, and then you know how you can see yourself in the FaceTime? I put it down so fast. She's like, no. Pull that phone back up. Like, let me see your face. And I showed her, and she told my parents. And my parents had told her, like, don't tell her that you told us, like, we gonna go out there. Like, don't say nothing. So one of my other cousins gives me the heads up, like, your mom's coming out here in 2 days. I don't know what you need to do, but that man needs to be out of your house. So in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? Because I don't know how to get him out of the house. I'm still with him. He just beat me up really bad. Now everyone knows, and I don't know how to get him out of this house. So that was my dilemma at that time. And my cousin, she ended up telling her, like, her girlfriend what's going on with me. And I text her because this is what I used to have to do to leave the house. I would text her and say your mom's out here and she wants to see me. Because her mom lives in California as well. So me and her both from California. All our family lives in California. So she would text me like, hey, cousin, my mom wants to see if you can come over. So I would have to show him that.
Okay.
To get the approval to leave. So he wouldn't think anything of it. So she did that. They came and got me, and her girlfriend was like, so what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't want to be with him. Like, I need this to be over. She called one of her friends, and she said, I need you to handle something for me. We go pick up her friend, guy I never met before. And this is the first thing he said to me when he got in the car. Do you want me to kill him? And I'm like, no, like I could, there's no way I could deal with that on my conscience. You killing somebody behind me, or you potentially getting in trouble. No, there's no way. I was like, no, I just need him out the house. Okay. So my ex is now texting me, my boyfriend ex now is texting me like, oh, you good? Like, you having a good time? And I'm just being nice. I'm not even letting him know that we're on the way back to the house. I'm not, because in my apartment, if you lock like the top lock, no one can get in, even if you have a key. Okay. So I didn't want that to be the case. So I'm just texting him like, yeah, I'm good. He doesn't even know I'm almost to the house. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So happy to see my auntie. We get in that, we park, go up to my apartment. The guy instantly walks in and was like, bro, you gotta leave. And seeing how my ex was so violent with me, I expected there to be an altercation. Nothing.
With another man in the room,
nothing. Mind you, it's me, my cousin, her girlfriend, so it's 3 girls. Those are the only 2 guys, so you guys would be the only ones going at it. Yeah. This guy's way smaller than my boyfriend at the time, so why no altercation? So I'm seeing that, and I'm processing like, oh, he only beats on women. He's scared to fight any man or get into anything with a man. It's only women. So I'm like, okay. That's going off in my head. So he ends up going to the rooms. He's packing his stuff, gets his stuff out of the house. And he was like, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, okay, what's up? He was like, I just can't believe you would do this to me. You know, like, what I've been through and all this stuff. Girl, tell me why I start crying. I'm crying because I'm like, oh my, I'm feeling bad. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Like, he has been through a lot. He's seen his mom go through this type of stuff. So what, like, this is all he knows. So maybe I should be nicer to him or whatever. He ends up leaving. He's out of the house. We didn't talk for a few days. Then he started calling me private because I had blocked the number. He started calling me private. We get back in contact, and I moved him back in. We were literally probably broken up for a week. And now my mom had came. I was like, see, he's not here. You know, I'm good. Go back to California. Chill. Like, we good. I'm good. A week later, he's back in the house.
Wow. And for one, I mean, that sounds like, I'm not a psychologist, but that's him being very manipulative. When he was calling through these private numbers, was he just constantly apologizing, or was he saying he's going to go get help? What were those conversations like?
Constantly apologizing. I'm going to talk to the lady. I'm going to get help because I see, like, I love you and this is not right what I'm doing to you. So, of course, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's finally seeing, like, okay, he needs help. He's finally seeing that. And when we moved back in with each other, it was probably, like, a period of, like, 3 or 4 months. No abuse. Nothing. We're the happiest we've ever been. So I'm thinking, like, oh, this is good. Like, okay, he's finally
he understands. He got it.
He got it. Yeah. He got it. Like, this is amazing. I'm ready now. Then he asked me, so how would you feel about being my wife? I put in my papers for separation and for divorce. And
with the ex-wife that contacted you.
That contacted me. And being that we're in such a good space and I'm feeling like, okay, maybe, you know, God, you know, he could now, he gets into church. He starts reading his Bible and doing Bible lessons and all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, God's working with him. Cool. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I think that would be a good thing. Maybe that's something we need. And no.
Were you referencing, like, maybe that's something we need? Are you talking about getting married? Or are you talking about, like, him, like, you guys getting more involved in the church?
No, getting married.
Getting married.
Because I was raised in church. Both my parents are pastors. So I pretty much, and I'm head first into church. Well, not church. I'll say into God. Okay. And so I felt like I kind of like brought him to that because I would be reading my Bible. I'll be doing my praise and worship. Just, you know, just me personally. So I felt like maybe he's seen that and was like, okay, well, let me, or at least act like I'm going to do this so that she would stay with me. And I felt like that's exactly what he did.
What was your family's reactions when they found out after they flew in to help you move out, or he moved out, right? Or was it to help him, to get him to move out? What were their reactions when they found out that you guys got back together? And did you keep this a secret? How long for? Like,
I kept it a secret for about a month and a half.
A month and a half.
It was a very short thing. And then at this time, me and my mom started FaceTiming every day. So now she's just like, you're my baby. I got to check on you every day. So we're starting our relationship. We're starting to get even more close because now we FaceTime every day. Like, you're my girlfriend now. Like, I'm telling you everything. And she ends up hearing him in the background. She's like, is that? I'm like, yeah, but we're good. Like, we're good. Like, he's been doing good. It hasn't been no situations. And she was just like, I can't tell you what to do because you're grown, but I need you to be smarter than how you are right now. And I was just like, no, like, if that ever happens, I'm cutting it off. Like, it won't be that. It won't be that. And it ended up happening. Probably, this was right before my birthday. So I threw like a huge birthday bash. My family and friends came from California. And this is when he said one thing to me, which made me know that, like, he hated me. He said, I can't believe your family would come out here to support you for your birthday. Like, that's just hella dumb. And I'm just like, why is that dumb that I have people that love me that would want to come support me for my birthday? Like, why is that dumb? And when I've told other people about it, like, he was just jealous of you. Like, he was jealous of the love that you had around you, the support that you had. He wanted that, and him doing what he did to you was his way of, like, basically showing you that you're nothing. These people don't really care about you. They can't help you. Nobody cares about you. Can't nobody help you. So, yeah.
Was he did he go to the birthday bash as well?
He ended up coming. He was supposed to be working. Didn't work. Ended up coming. He came to my dinner club. It was a whole weekend just full of stuff to do. And my family was already telling me, like, he better not come. Like, we don't want to see him. He better not come. And then I'm like, okay, well, this is my boyfriend. How do I tell him you can't celebrate me? Yeah. Because they still don't like you. But he came. He's being nice to everyone. He's apologetic to everyone. Like, I'm sorry that even, you guys even got involved in this. Sorry. My older brother ended up coming in town. He apologized to my brother. They end up becoming, like, cool. Like, because my brother was here for a week. So they end up, like, going to the same barber, hanging out and stuff. So they're building their own relationship. And he's just still just being manipulative. Just trying to show everybody he's good. He's a different person. I've changed and all this. And he didn't.
And my question, because I know I'm trying to see, like, because I know, like, he was apologetic towards your family, and they let him back in to a certain extent. Do you feel like, you said both your parents are pastors, do you think that the church is what led them to be more apologetic? Because there's some families that aren't going to tolerate that at all.
It was definitely the church, because my mom even said, like, if it wasn't for God, like, she wouldn't even, she was like, but I have to forgive him as God forgives others. Like, if God forgives us, I have to forgive him. But I don't want to be around him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want any kind of relationship with him. And if he continues to hurt my daughter, it's going to be a problem. My dad didn't talk about him, nothing. He didn't even want to hear about it, because he was just like, I'm going to end up having to come out there and hurt this person. So I don't want to hear anything about it. If this is what you're going to do, then do it. But I don't want to hear nothing about it. Don't tell me nothing.
Your dad says this.
He's like, this is what he told my mom, because he wouldn't say that to me. Yeah. So this is what he's telling my mom. My mom's like, I just hope he's doing right, because your dad is not playing. Like, that boy's gonna end up getting hurt if he continues to do what he's doing. So that's just where I'm at. So any little incident, I was like, no, we're good. Nothing. Yeah. But he ended up getting me a car for my birthday. So that really, like,
that birthday with the birthday bash.
Yeah. Okay. He ended up getting me a car. So I was so excited. I'm like, okay, period. Like, okay, we doing good now. 2 weeks later. No, it wasn't even 2 weeks. It was about a week and a half later. He beat me up really bad. It was over a girl on Instagram.
Over a girl on Instagram.
Over a girl on Instagram. He beat me up horribly. I passed out. He strangled me. I passed out. My neighbors ended up calling the police. And no. My neighbors didn't. My family ended up calling the police, because I happened to be on FaceTime with my cousin. And I was walking in the door, and he just rushed me. So they're on FaceTime, so they can hear us tussling. They call my mom. My mom calls the police. The police, they're texting. He has my phone at this point. He beat me up, took my phone. So they're texting him, like, the police are on the way. So I would leave if I was you. Like, the police are on their way. So he packs up his stuff. He leaves. And the police end up coming. And I'm like, no, like, nothing happened. They're like, ma'am, we see his handprints on your neck. Like, we can see that he's choked you. And I never even looked in the mirror, so I didn't even know that you could see that. I knew I was bleeding. I knew that aspect, but I didn't know that his handprints were really, like,
ingrained on your neck.
Ingrained in my neck. Like, I didn't even see how something like that was possible. I'm brown skinned. I didn't think that that could even be possible. So to know that someone I loved could have potentially taken my life and didn't have any remorse about it, or was choking me that hard that your hands are engraved in my neck, is crazy to me.
He tried to take your life.
Tried to take my life.
And when the officer said that to you, do you think that he, like, they felt sorry? They saw that?
I felt like they felt sorry, but I also heard one of them say that she's going to be with him again. She's going to forgive him. Because they're basically, when I end up talking to another officer, it's like, this is something they experience a lot. Someone will call the police on the man that's abusing the woman. She'll do her report or whatever. And then next thing you know, she's back with him. So he was like, it's pretty normal. So I'm just like, no, I'm never going to be with him again. Yeah. Never. Never. I'm done. I'm never going to be with him again.
Yeah.
The whole summer goes by. We're not talking at all. We don't talk.
So you did not press charges?
I chose not to press charges.
Okay.
But the DA chose to press charges.
Okay.
Because of how bad I looked. The DA chose to press charges. And like I said, we didn't speak the entire summer. Once he left, it was a wrap. We were done. I ended up going to Miami for my cousin's girlfriend's sister's birthday. Yeah. And I just started getting cash apps, like 500, 600. And it was him, he was putting his number, like, on the note of cash. You know, like, where you can put, like, what it's for. He put his number, and he kept saying, like, oh, call me, da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying anything. He ended up calling me private. And it was him. And we just started talking. He was like, man, I'm in counseling for real. Like, I'm doing anger management. I got my own place. We had a dog together at the time. Oh, our dog misses you and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I'm in Miami. When I get back, we can talk or whatever. So I get back a few days later. We talk. And we're back up under each other. We're back up under each other. But this time, he has his own place. So it's like, okay, I'm like, okay, cool. So this could work out. I still have my place. When I feel like you're being violent, I can leave. No. I was at his place so much. Like, I really couldn't leave. He didn't allow me to leave. He used to lock the bedroom. He turned the locks. You know how you can lock the inside of the bedroom door? Yeah. He put that on the outside. This man would lock me in the room so I could not leave his house.
Wow. So when you guys would get into arguments or tussles.
But he wasn't putting his hands on me.
He wasn't.
It was weird. He wasn't putting his hands.
It was like more mind manipulation.
It was more mind manipulation. Okay. It was a lot of financial manipulation. And I'm a very affectionate person, so he was starting to withhold that from me. Like, when he would get mad, it wasn't no kisses. It wasn't any of that. And I like affection. I crave that.
Your love language.
Yeah, that's one of my love languages. So he knows that, and he's taking that from me to get me to act right or not argue or not be mad. That was his way of doing that.
And you still had your place in Atlanta?
Yes.
So you would see flying, and that's a short...
No, he lived here too.
Okay, so
I was just going back and forth between his place and my place, but then it was always more his place, and yeah.
Okay, because you said the Miami trip was when you...
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he got a place in Miami.
No.
Okay.
We ended up connecting back again, that Miami trip, and then when I got back to Atlanta, we met up and...
Gotcha.
Then it was just like...
What were these arguments about, like, when you said he would, like, lock you in the room inside his apartment? What were because you said you guys were arguing, like, every single day. What was it about?
I would want to leave, or it would be he went through my phone and seen something when we weren't together, me talking to other guys and all this other stuff, and it's just like, well, we weren't together. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. You can't say I've ever talked to someone while we were together. Yeah. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And just being that, oh, I was outside, or I was at a club, or anything, because he knew a lot of people. So, and his friends knew that we were together. So if he heard anything or this, he would bring it up. And he wouldn't bring it up when it happened. He would wait.
Yeah.
He would wait until he's upset, and now he's bringing all these different type of things up. I'm just like, it wasn't that big of a deal.
So were you in a period of isolation at this point? 'Cause I know, like, we mentioned, like, the friends of the family, but then you got back again after you said it was, like, very violent, where you were, you were bleeding, the officer, there was cops called, all of that, but then you went back again. what were your friends still, were they talking to you at this point? I know your dad said he didn't want to hear anything about it anymore. What was that like? Was it just you and him?
It was just me and him and our dog. I still talk to my mom every day, and of course I talk to my dad too, but I wouldn't let him know like what was going on because he was really upset about it, and he knows his daughter to be very strong-willed, strong-minded. So just being that I am allowing someone to do this to me, he just couldn't believe it, and I'm not allowing him to step in and basically save his baby. I'm not giving him that option to do that because I'm like, no, I love this man. Like he just needs this. I just want to show him what real love is, and my dad's just like, girl, no. This person does not love you. And I'm not wanting to hear it. I'm not wanting to hear it.
Okay, well, first I want to ask this with your cousins. I know you said the cousin that said that she saw this happen for the whole spiel. So the cousins weren't talking to you either.
I wasn't really speaking to anyone besides my mom. And I just felt like I had to talk to my mom because if I didn't answer that phone, she's like, what's going on? So my mom was really the only person I was really talking to. I had really cut off my friends, my family. It was just me, him, the dog, and my mom.
And this was intentional on your behalf. They didn't cut you off.
No, they didn't cut me off. Okay. It was pretty. I don't know how it really got to the point where I wasn't speaking to anyone. I had deleted social media. It was just me and him. I just felt like that was really all that I had at that point.
Yeah.
Because of course my family, my cousins, my friends are like, girl, we don't want, like, you can leave, but you're choosing to stay there. And it wasn't that easy because he knew what to say to get me to be like, okay, well,
I'm going to stay.
Oh, you okay, well, he hasn't beat me up in a month, so something's working. So that's how I'm thinking. And okay, well, we got into an argument, he didn't put his hands on me. Not thinking that no one's supposed to be putting their hands on you. He's making me think that now it's normal. Like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that, and maybe he wouldn't have slapped me. So I'm now starting to think that all these fights are my fault. And it just was a form of manipulation.
What was your breaking point?
My breaking point was one day we were at my house and I was cooking and we were it was a little stupid argument. And in my head, I'm just like, how can I was thinking of ways to kill him. I was cooking. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just go throw this boiling hot water on him or take this knife and stab him. And in my head, what movie? I think it was like Double Jeopardy or something. The movie Double Jeopardy. No, Enough.
Oh, Enough.
With Jennifer
Lopez.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, well, when I could have pressed charges, I didn't. So now I'm thinking to myself, there's no record of him actually putting his hands on me. So if I kill him, I'm going to end up going to jail, and I don't want to go to jail. So I'm just like, okay, I really this has to be like this. I can't do this anymore. And I woke up the next day, texted my friend like, hey, like, you want to go for a walk? We went and walked Chastain Park. I took my dog. She took her dog. It was heat of the day. I have a friend, bulldog. I didn't know much about them, so I didn't know that they couldn't walk, like, you can't walk them in the heat of the day, and they can't walk long distances. So I'm telling her my plan, like, yeah, I'm going to leave him. This is it. Like, today's the day. Once he gets back home, it's a wrap. Like, he got to go. Like, it's a wrap. I don't ever want to talk to him. All this. And my dog ends up having a heat stroke. Everyone is I'm just screaming because I'm like, oh my God, like my dog, I'm screaming. Everyone's coming over. They're throwing water on him. Like, they're just trying to help me out in the situation. This guy, older guy, he was like, hey, get in my car. I'll take you guys down the street to the vet. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is God telling me, just give him some more time. Like, don't leave him yet. Maybe this is why this is happening, because I was so set on, like, this is it. Like, I'm done with him. And then this happened. So then in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe God's saying, like, girl, just give him some more time. Give him some more time. So we end up doing that. My dog ends up being okay. And we're good. He beat me up the next day because he felt like I tried to kill our dog.
Wow.
I tried to kill our dog. And it was just so crazy because he beat me up and he left. The police ended up coming to my house probably like an hour after that. And they were asking for him. Mind you, I'm not thinking like anyone called the police because it wasn't a loud fight. It wasn't nothing to where the police would have been called. And I'm just like, oh, we're not together. He's not here. And the police officer, he literally said this to me. Yeah, right. We'll see. I would say his name, but I'm not going to do that. But that's what he said to me. And my my boyfriend at the time ended up pulling into the apartment and the police caught him. I never seen him after that. They locked him up for what he had did the last fight where his hands were imprinted in my neck. They ended up locking him up. And we never seen each other from then. We talked, and I felt like that was God removing that person out of my life because I had decided, okay, well, I'm going to stay because I'm thinking, God, let this happen so that I could give him more time, another chance. And
it was the polar opposite.
It was the polar opposite.
Yeah, because from your dog almost passing away, the dog made it.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
the dog.
Baby.
Okay, good. I'm glad that he's still here. We love the puppies.
Right, exactly.
It was almost as if he was like kind of a sacrifice in order, because then the fight happened. The cops were called. You said it was a very quiet. It wasn't as loud as it typically is.
And they didn't even get called for a disturbance. They were just coming to get him. They had a warrant for him.
Wow.
For that last fight where, because the DA had at that time had decided to press charges. So we didn't know that was going to happen or anything. And they came and they caught him turning into the parking garage to park. The officer, for some reason, the officer just sat out there. He just sat out there thinking, I guess he just knew that this man was coming back over here and caught him.
How long ago was this?
This was 2023. It was May 31st, 2023.
Wow. Have you seen him since?
I haven't seen him. We've talked on the phone a couple of times. Well, when he did go to jail, we talked for a little bit. And it was my way of like getting over him, make sure that there were no feelings still there for him. And there were a little bit. But once the new year hit, I said, okay, Cali, this was on New Year's Eve. He ended up calling me. I had already decided, like, I'm just going to cut it off, go no communication. And that's it. I'm blocking this jail number. None of your family. I don't want to talk to nobody. No one's going to be able to get in contact with me. And that's what I did. December 31st, he called me and I just said, look, for me to heal the way that I need to heal, I can't have any communication with you. I don't want to know how you're doing. Don't write me. Don't anything. I just need to have no communication with you to be the best me that I can be and get over you. That's how I have to move. And that's what I did. He hung up that phone. I blocked that jail number. I blocked his family's numbers and went on about my life.
And he abided by not writing you, or did he continue writing?
He didn't. He did not write me. I deleted the app. There was no way he could communicate with me.
And you, when you said that was your breaking point, because it wasn't necessarily him like physically abusing you again. It was after he was already incarcerated and you spoke to him. What exactly, like, what brought you to that? Because you said, I need to heal. Like, what was it? You were just like fed up? Was it like you saw, I don't know, like a motivational speech? Like,
no,
what?
I had lost myself. So I felt like I was starting to find who I was again. And it was just, I just felt like, okay, so if, say he was to get out today, would you want that what just happened to continue to go on? Because clearly he hasn't learned his lesson. It was a girl before me, and it was a girl before her that he did these things to. So he's not going to learn his lesson. This is who he is. And I had my own perception of who I seen this person being, but he was showing me his reality, so I need to go with that. This is who he is. He's not changing. No one's going to change him. This is who he is. And that's when I was just like, I'm starting to come more into myself again, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm seeing, okay, hey, Cali, girl, I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh,
I see you. You doing your thing, okay?
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. Let me say this. He had he's the reason I got into real estate. He was just like, I think you could do that. Like, you love houses. Like, I think you could do that.
Yeah.
And I went through school, passed my school test, and the state test, I missed 4 times by 1 point. The day when the police came and got him, I was taking my test later on that day.
Okay.
Tell me why I passed it. Quickest person to finish it. And I completely passed. So then in my head, I'm like, okay, God didn't want to bless me with that because I was attached to this person. Some people can hold up your blessings, and that's exactly what this man was doing for me.
Yep. I wholeheartedly believe that. I think sometimes by being with one person or being tied to a person or people, it will literally, like, you're hindering your own successes. Exactly. And like you said, God's not going to bless you until you decide to choose you and put yourself first. And whatever he's going through, that's on him.
That's on him. And
that has nothing to do with you. That's between him and God. And I'm glad that you can see that now, because you went from saying, like, you thought, oh, like with my dog having a heat stroke, like that means I'm supposed to stay with him, to now you see, like, when he left, you passed your test and you got it. So, and I'm so happy for you. Like, what was that now? 2-3 years later now? Yeah.
About 2 years.
2 years now. 2 years. Yeah. So you haven't spoken to him, you said?
I haven't spoken to him. I've spoken to his mother recently. She ended up texting me. This was about a month ago, letting me know that. Oh, so actually I did speak to him. Okay. It was August. The DA let me know that he was 2024. No, yeah, 2024. Okay. August of 2024. The DA let me know that he was getting out. He was getting out of prison. And that he was going to have to go to Texas, stay in Texas, because that's where his parole is going to be from the first incident he's ever had abusing a woman.
Oh, Texas, all domestic violence.
All domestic violence. Texas wanted him to stay there or whatever. Okay. And she he would have to stay there for a year, so you don't have to worry about him coming back here or whatever. So the day he got out, he called me and just let me know, like, I'm sorry for how I treated you. I'm working on myself. That.
Again.
And he thought that would get me, and it didn't. I was like, okay, good. I'm praying for you, and I hope God blesses you. So about a month ago, maybe not even a month, his mom texts me. Mind you, she never spoke to me, didn't like me, felt like I was lying on her son. I don't know where he's saying he got that abuse from. He's never seen me get abused. So one of you guys are lying. And she texted me, and she says, I just want to let you know that he's back in jail because, like, something with court paperwork or something. I was like, okay, well, I'm praying for you guys. She texts me probably like an hour later. Oh, I just want to apologize because I just can't. I'm sorry that I never even reached out to you during the situation. And me texting you right now, I don't know what kind of wounds those opened up for you. Okay, so he gets some manipulation clearly from you.
Yeah, because what?
Because you've never spoken to me before.
Yeah.
You didn't like me. I was lying on your son. Now you're telling me his whereabouts and how he's doing now.
But his entire rap sheet is due to domestic violence.
Thank you.
That's interesting. So you responded to her and that was it?
I responded to her and that was it. My mom's like, don't say anything else.
Yeah, no, there's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about.
I don't even know why she felt the need to speak to, like, I think it was like an apology. Did she feel, it may have been guilt.
Probably.
By her saying that, like.
Yeah, probably, because I'm literally, like, she would come into town. She didn't speak to me. I mean, I'm going to speak because that's how I'm raised. Yeah. She didn't like me, but she had no reason not to, but she didn't. So for you to text me and say that, I was just like.
Honestly, maybe because, like, she feels as if with her son being held accountable, it talks down on her parenting or lack thereof. So that probably is the case. That does not make it right at all, because I say millions of times that a lot of boys, they lack accountability because their mothers enable them so much. Definitely. And I know, I don't have any kids right now. Yeah. Are you mom? No. Yeah, okay, you're not
just a dog mom.
Yeah, just me, cat mom. But I was like, I will never, if I ever have a son, though I prefer daughters, but if I ever have a son, I don't ever want to become that woman, because you don't realize how many other future women that you are damaging. And I'm almost certain, I know she said, I don't know where he got that from. I'm sure she probably was a victim of domestic violence and is just more ashamed of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, that happened. Like, everyone has their own stories. Like, you don't know until you're in that predicament. And that's why I even try not to judge, because it's so easy to say how easy it is to walk away from someone that is being violent towards you or being nasty towards you or cheating on you.
Exactly.
Until you're in that predicament.
And I've definitely been that person saying, oh, it would never be me. And then I experienced it and I'm like, wow, it's harder than you think it is to leave. I know people are going to be, you could have, no, it's not. It's not that easy, especially when you love someone or you have, like, I'm seeing this person as potentially being my husband. So I'm seeing the future that we could have had, and that's what I'm still loving him off of. Yeah, and clinging on to. And he's constantly showing me that he's not this, but he knows what words to say or what to say to make me feel like, okay, he could potentially be this. So let me just hang on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So
he's still incarcerated. You said this was a month ago?
Yeah, he's still incarcerated.
In Atlanta, or is he in Texas still?
Atlanta came and got him.
So he's here?
He's here in Atlanta.
And do you know how long he's going to be?
When I looked up his charges, it says till 2027.
Okay.
So, yeah.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
Part of me feels bad because I'm just like, was he just abusing someone else? Like, who was this person? Because he was supposedly doing so good. This is what I was told. He's doing good. And but why did God allow that to happen? Were you abusing someone? Did you go back to your old self? Because
You're talking about him?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm feeling bad because it's just like, damn, what is it going to take for you to learn your lesson?
That's probably why the mom also called.
Yeah.
Maybe there was another incident with another woman, and she was like, "Oh, she wasn't lying."
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I know I can imagine that being terrifying. Have you thought of like potentially filing a restraining order for when he gets released, or is there a restraining order put in place? I know in some instances they put one automatically.
I believe there is one automatically, which is why they did give me the heads up of him getting out and going to Texas. So I believe there is one. I personally haven't filed one against him. I do pray to never run into him because I don't know what that situation will be like. But I know that if I do happen to run into him, I'm not scared to say I'm calling the police or this.
Okay.
Like, I didn't do that before. I just like, no, black man police, I don't want that to happen to him. But yeah, you're not going to get close to me. You're not going to be able to have any kind of contact with no.
That's also, I realize, when it comes to domestic violence and Black relationships, a lot of the times if a woman is being abused like physically, she is in fear of calling the police due to police brutality and doesn't want to see a Black man get hurt. Or if you do, you're getting publicly shamed in some instances, like, you know how cops do Black men and you just want to set him up. But it's so a lot of them get scared to even contact authorities.
That's how I was too, because I was just like, okay, what are people going to say? Oh, you cop caller, you snitch, you rat, you this, you. And it's just like, okay, well, let me just, I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. And then you don't know. By this time, I hadn't seen him have an interaction, like a negative one with a man.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, well, being that I know he's a hothead, what is he going to say? Like, could this potentially end up to him getting attacked by the police or anything? So those are all the things that are going through my head at that time as well. I'm just like, I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, I get it. So would you say you're 100% over him now?
I would say 98%.
98.
Because I felt like, because I felt sorry for him, it's still something that's like, okay, maybe you're not 100% over him because there should be no kind of feeling at all. But I know, like, I'm 100% sure I would never want to be with him
again.
Or even speak to him. I don't care to speak to him at all. But I feel like there's a 98. I'm like 98% over him.
And that 2% is because there's still like care.
Yeah, there's still some kind of care there. And maybe that's just because I'm just a caring person, but there's still some kind of care there.
Do you forgive him?
No. He's never, I don't think he's genuinely apologized to me. I think he said like, oh, I'm sorry for doing that, or I'm a better person, but I don't think he's ever really genuinely apologized for doing, like, I want you to name all the things you did to me. I want that kind of apology. And I probably will never get it, so
yeah,
that's just where I'm at with it, but I know I don't forget.
So you're still seeking like some form of closure?
I mean, I know I'm never going to get it, so I'm okay with not getting it. Yeah. But it's just like, I don't forgive you. I feel like that should have been how the apology went. I'm sorry for financially abusing you. I'm sorry for emotionally abusing you. I'm sorry for physically abusing you. That's what I expect. That's the type of apology I expected. Not just, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm doing better now. Not that.
So with that being said, do you feel free from him?
I feel free. Like, I am definitely myself again. I had not thought about him until his mom brought him up.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about his family. He hadn't even crossed my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely free of that. And yeah, I feel like I'm free. I'm free of him.
Okay.
Free of him, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and I only asked that because I haven't been in a situation like this, so there's no way for me to like tell you like how. I guess there's no room for me to like even judge the circumstance, so I don't know fully. Yeah. But I have heard some people say like, when you forgive someone, that's when you know you're over them. But then sometimes I do feel like some people don't deserve to be forgiven.
Yeah.
So,
and that's how I feel. Like,
yeah,
the type of things you did and the hell you put me through for 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I can lie like, okay, I'm sorry. I accept your apology. I don't accept it. And I don't know, even if he did apologize in like that, would I even accept it? Because there was no reason for you to do me the way you did me.
Yeah.
There was no reason. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I got you. And I guess for people the dog people, you have custody of the dog.
Yes,
Okay.
I have custody of the dog.
Okay, good. I'm like,
Yes,
what happened to the dog? What's the dog's name?
Got my baby up out of there because he was doing things to our dog as well. So.
Oh, he was.
Oh yeah.
When he was angry with you.
Yeah, he would abuse our dog as well. Me and the dog were both in that house getting our asses whipped.
Oh my God. But then he said that you tried to kill the dog. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So where are you today? Where's Cali? Who's Cali today?
Yeah, so Cali now is a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
She's into commercial and residential.
Okay.
So that's where I am. I'm starting to want to get into the influencing world because I do feel like I have been influenced.
Mm-hmm.
And this has gave me the chance to tell my story because I do feel like it's going to resonate with people. I'm looking into now seeing of how to create like a domestic violence type of shelter or housing for women because that's one of the hardest things we think of, like when we are deciding to leave. What am I going to do? Like, where am I going to stay? Because these men have made it to where they're a whole world. They are taking care of the finances or this, so it's making it harder for you to leave, and then you don't even know what leaving looks like.
Mm-hmm. And even isolation, like you said, you stop talking to friends,
you stop talking to everyone,
family members. Yeah.
So you don't know what that looks like. So that's something that I am working on right now, of how to be able to provide that type of shelter or housing for those women.
I love that. And are you dating now as well?
Yeah, she's dating.
Okay. You're dating?
Not like, seriously.
Okay.
Not seriously. I am wanting to be more intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I am definitely wanting to be more intentional, but dating wise, I'll go on a little date here and there, but nothing serious. Okay. I don't think I'm ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
And you think that's due to?
No, not just that. It's just I'm not where I want to be in my career.
Okay.
To really be able to dedicate that time to a man, because of course a relationship require a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting to who I want to be, and then I'll have time for that.
Okay, that's good to know. So you've been single for like 2 years?
Yeah, like 2 years. I've had a little small relationship in between that time.
Okay.
Nothing serious.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And was that relationship?
Oh yeah, it was totally
fine.
Okay. It wasn't unhealthy. It was just we want two different things.
Okay. And so just like normal trials and tribulations. Okay.
Normal trials and tribulations. We were just on two different pages.
Yeah.
And what I was wanting, that wasn't what he was wanting at the time.
Yeah.
He was a little bit younger than me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, yeah, live your life. Like, you go. We're still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no issues. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So what, for any girl that is, or woman that is going through what you went through, for one, I want to say that I thank you for your strength, and I commend you for your strength to even share your story, because I can see that being incredibly traumatizing. What is some advice you would give to a girl that wants to leave but is scared to leave and may not have any resources to leave?
I would say do it on your time. You know when you're really ready. Don't let people tell you what you should do, or, oh, girl, if I was you, I would. No. Yeah. You'll know when you're really ready, and trust yourself to know that you'll be able to survive outside of that. Okay. Because that's what I was scared of. Like, okay, what am I going to... I hadn't worked for so long. I didn't even know I could make money anymore. I didn't... Because this person had basically taken care of everything, or took me away from me being independent. So I just want them to know that you can do it. You're strong enough to do it, and you will survive after that. Yeah. And don't let this relationship be your end all be all. Yeah. Because you're better than that, and you deserve the love that you are deeply desiring. You deserve that, and it's out there. Good. For sure.
Yes, I completely agree. Do you believe, or have you been in therapy, or do you believe in therapy?
So I did a couple therapy sessions. Okay. I didn't stick with it.
Okay.
I mean, I just felt like, you know how we are. I just felt like, oh, I'm being so emotional. This person doesn't really care, or they don't really understand. That's how I was feeling. But I think it is something that you should definitely do. You should definitely do therapy.
Yeah, I think I can see that. I know, like, in terms of therapy, especially in the Black community, there's like stigmas against it. But sometimes I was just talking to a family member that's struggling a little bit with their mental health. I was like, you just got to talk. Like, they think, oh, one conversation is good. I'm like, no, just to talk to somebody that has nothing. Yeah, doesn't know you, doesn't know your situation, unless it's whatever you tell them. Exactly. it's just a really good way to like learn more about you.
Exactly.
Even just through like, as we're sitting here, this kind of could be like a form of therapy because you're like reliving it. And it helps you just to get over that lump of like what you may be still struggling with or you're allowing to take over your life, your heart, whichever. Right. But yeah, well, Cali, where can people find you on?
On Instagram and TikTok. Okay. The Cali Santiago. It's me.
Yes.
You'll see a little bit of life, a little bit of real estate, a little bit of Cali.
Yeah, I would love people to reach out to you if they feel like they can speak to someone that
I'm definitely all ears.
That's great.
It's a judgment-free zone. Yeah. I've been through it, so I know. So.
Is there any last piece of advice you would want to give to anybody that's watching?
Can we cuss on here?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You are a bad bitch. Remember you're a bad bitch, and don't let anyone take that from you.
Amen. Well, thank you so much, Cali, for coming on the Decision Podcast. And I hope that you inspired so many people. I know you probably already did. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's received. And hopefully this is saving someone else's life.
Yes, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't care. As long as it resonates with one person and we get one person up out of there.
Yes.
Yes. I feel like I did my job.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
And thank you for giving me the platform to share my story.
Of course.
So
yes.
much.
Thank you again. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode of the Decision Podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and check us out on all our social media platforms. It'll all be linked down below. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again, Cali.
Bye.
Bye.